After my ex won an Emmy, she came to the store with her new boyfriend to shop. I meekly served the handsome young man as he tried on suit after suit. At checkout, she flashed her Amex Black card in front of my face. If we hadn't broken up, you could have been the male lead in this show. You're destined for fame and fortune, not kneeling down to help others try on clothes. Later, with reddened eyes, she begged me to come back. But I just smiled and told her that running a luxury brand makes much more money than being an actress. On Monday afternoon, the store saw considerably fewer customers than on weekends. In the break room, several female employees were chattering away while holding their phones. It's just discussing which hottest male celebrity's new drama has been released and planning to binge watch it all in one go during the break day. The lead role in the next season's series directed by Evans is Jordan Carter. Oh my god, I'm loving this look. He's so popular. Just debuted and already getting such amazing resources from the company. They're really pushing him hard. His talent agency is powerful too. Another actress under them just won the youngest Emmy Award for Best Actress, Elizabeth Vance. This company really knows how to pick talent. Every artist they sign is more formidable than the last. Speaking of Elizabeth Vance, did you see her at the awards ceremony? That man she called out in her acceptance speech, who on earth was she talking about? Hearing this, I quietly excused myself. I knew exactly who Elizabeth was referring to. The target of her rant was me, 2% on TikTok. Clips of Elizabeth Vance's acceptance speech were everywhere. The beginning was all the usual formal pleasantries, probably read straight from the teleprompter. Then at the very end, as she put down the microphone and raised her trophy, she suddenly shouted something at the camera. It was unclear in the video, but those sitting in the front row at the venue heard it. She was cursing at a man, a name consisting of 2 words. She berated him for being blind to true worth, utterly missing a glittering pearl like her. However, the talent agency soon issued a denial, stating the venue was too noisy and the audience must have misheard. Eliza was simply overjoyed and expressing gratitude to friends who had helped her. Later I slowed down that video footage, meticulously studying her lip movements frame by frame. Her lips moved unmistakably, forming the words Ethan Wright, which happened to be my exact name. 3. Just as I stepped into the store, 2 fully armed individuals walked in. On such a sweltering day, they were still wearing hats, sunglasses, and face masks. The woman leading the way spoke in a voice I recognized instantly. Bring out your latest collection of men's suits. My gaze trailed downward, lingering on their tightly clasped hands. I cleared my throat. Amy, please attend to our honored guests. The woman seemed startled for a moment, then pointed at me. I don't like other women helping him try on clothes. I want you to serve us. With that, the 2 of them entered the innermost VIP room. The door closed, and both of them took off their sunglasses and masks. The man looked very familiar. It was actually Jordan Carter, the very same person my female colleagues had been passionately discussing earlier. As for the woman, she was even more familiar. Eliza Vance, the youngest Best Actress winner in Emmy history, and also my ex-girlfriend. Eliza Vance sat on the sofa and pointed her chin at a row of suits hanging on the rack. Pick out the best ones for him to try on. He'll need them for an event in a few days. Jordan Carter was dressed fashionably, sporting a head of short flaxen gray hair, a color that's exceptionally demanding, looking good only on those with flawless, clear complexions. His figure was equally impressive: broad shoulders, a slender waist, narrow hips, and long legs, a natural-born clothes hanger. It must be said that youth treats everyone equally. A man in his early 20s exudes vitality in whatever he wears, whether it's black, gray, or navy blue. None of it appears the least bit dull on him. After putting on, taking off, carrying, picking up, and adjusting trouser cuffs, working through more than a dozen suits, I was already drenched in sweat. Jordan Carter stood hesitantly in front of the mirror. Eliza, which color do you think looks best on me? Eliza Vance took a sip of soda through her straw before turning with a smile to ask me, well, salesperson, what do you say? I pasted on my most professional sales smile. Sir, with your fair complexion and excellent figure, practically a human clothes hanger either set would suit you perfectly. Jordan Carter pointed to another suit with a more Chinese-inspired Mandarin collar. I'd like to try that one too. I immediately greeted her with a smile. Of course, no problem. Eliza Vance's expression changed slightly, but that's not the latest model. With a smile, I explained, that's our classic collection, the very work with which Mr. Russell, our brand founder, first took the international stage and won a major award. This year, we've specifically made some adjustments tailored for our younger clientele. Please look at the cuffs and collar here. I explained the design details and highlights of the outfit to Jordan Carter, yet my mind wandered back to the fact that I own this very same classic piece too. It was Eliza who gifted it to me back when we were both still insignificant extras scrambling for roles. To make auditions more convenient, we rented an apartment together near a film production center in Atlanta. It was a rundown shared apartment where the landlord, eager to maximize profits, had crudely partitioned the original one-bedroom unit into 3 cramped rooms. The bathroom in the morning always had a long line, and the apartment was strewn with messy electrical wires. The kitchen trash can was perpetually overflowing with white foam containers of leftovers. For 3 years, we struggled in these conditions, dreaming of the day we'd rise above it all, together. At first, we were both just extras, earning a mere $100 a day. Most of our roles were as movable background props, no lines, no close-ups. But on the bright side, the set meals were plentiful and filling. Not only did we get paid for the gig, but we also saved on a day's worth of food. As I met more people later on, my career gradually picked up some steam. When luck was on our side, we occasionally landed minor roles with makeup, hairstyling, and a few lines of dialogue. These roles were far better than being an extra, paying about $1,000 to $2,000 a day. There was more demand for female roles than male ones. With her striking looks, Eliza quickly landed supporting roles like maids or secretaries. Following through an entire production could earn her tens of thousands of dollars. Once, an acquaintance referred me to audition for a supporting male role in New York, said to be for a well-known director's project. Eliza spent all her savings to buy me this suit for the interview. I couldn't bear to accept it and stubbornly refused at first. But she said, "Fine feathers make fine birds. After all, doesn't everyone judge first by clothes, then by character?" Yet who could have predicted, despite going specifically for the interview, I wasn't chosen, while Eliza, who accompanied me, got selected. The actress playing the second female lead had clashed with the agency, and they urgently needed someone to fill the vacancy. The goddess of fortune descended upon us so suddenly. The female lead was a struggling character at the bottom rungs of society, fiery-tempered and unforgiving, which aligned almost perfectly with Eliza's personality traits. She took to the role without any pressure, practically performing as her true self. The director made the decision on the spot, declaring, "She's the one." That day, the two of us indulged in a lavish feast in New York. But it wasn't long before I realized just how steep the cost of living here truly was. Whether it's food, clothing, housing, or transportation, everything costs 2 to 3 times more than in Atlanta. The rent for a single room here is enough to get us a 2-bedroom apartment in a prime Atlanta neighborhood. To cut costs, I returned to Atlanta alone while Eliza stayed in New York. Later her career skyrocketed, while I drowned among countless handsome men and beautiful women chasing acting dreams, remained unknown. Eliza began appearing frequently in entertainment gossip news, just as beautiful and radiant as always, with the only difference being the ever-changing male companions by her side. Jordan Carter's voice interrupted my thoughts. "Eliza, I really like this one too. It feels classic." Eliza smiled and said, "I don't think this suits you, but since you like it, let's just buy it together." She pulled out an Amex Black card, and I half-knelt, accepting her card with both hands. She didn't even blink an eye while buying several suits priced at $10,000 each. As their dedicated attendant, I was responsible for carrying her shopping bags down to the underground garage. Despite her petite frame, she drove a Mercedes-Benz G-Class SUV. Jordan Carter served as her chauffeur. Just before getting in the car, she said to me, "If we hadn't broken up, you would have been the male lead in Director Evans' new series. You'll be wildly successful, not stuck here like a dog helping people try on clothes. Regretting it to death, aren't you? Serves you right." She finished speaking and slammed the car door shut. To be honest, I have to admit that Eliza, who was just beginning to make a name for herself, treated me quite well. It's just that her kindness wasn't the kind I appreciated. It was like someone who loves apples forcing them into your mouth, making you swallow, and demanding that you enjoy every bite. As for whether you like apples as much as she does, she couldn't care less. With the money she earned, she bought many luxury handbags and jewelry. Occasionally she'd buy me gifts too, like the pure cashmere coat that cost over $10,000, its high-end sheen glowing under the dim light of our rented apartment. Even though I told her repeatedly that I was still just a minor actor barely getting roles with lines this year. On set, I didn't have a private dressing room or trailer, just a small stool to share with other background actors. I had no red carpet events to attend either. This kind of outfit simply had no occasion where I could wear it. What's more, this single garment couldn't even keep me warm through Atlanta winters, yet cost equivalent to 3 years' rent. The thought pained me. Whenever this happened, Eliza would flare her meticulously made-up eyes and argue with me in anger. "Ethan Wright, you're dressed so shabbily. Just standing beside you makes me feel like I'm losing value. How can a nobody like you be my boyfriend?" I lowered my eyes and said quietly, "But no one outside knows I'm your boyfriend." As she booked more and more jobs, we could only manage to meet once every 3 months on average. I really don't want to waste my limited time on arguments. But she clearly didn't share this sentiment. She slapped the shopping receipt onto the table with a snap, her voice rising several decibels. "Do you even know how much this coat costs before opening your mouth? If it weren't for me, could you even afford such an expensive jacket? I just don't understand. Is it really so hard to admit when someone outshines you? Are you even a man? Getting jealous over your own girlfriend? Ethan Wright, it's bad enough you lack ambition, but to show not an ounce of gratitude. She grabbed the Chanel bag from the table and slammed the door. The force was so violent it shook dust fluttering down from the doorframe. I ultimately didn't keep that overcoat but packed it up and mailed it back to her. Then I deleted her contact information and quietly moved away. Not because I felt inferior or unworthy, but simply because certain ties between us had gone wrong. This was different from that suit she bought for my job interview. Back then, she couldn't afford to splurge. Buying a decent piece of clothing would drain her entire savings and require countless moments of hesitation. Yet her care for me was utterly genuine. Though I hated to see the money spent, I was deeply moved in my heart. Now, as I straightened the cluttered desk, I casually tossed the entertainment supplement that came with the magazine into the trash bin. The supplement's cover showed Eliza, impeccably dressed, getting into a famous director's car after a late-night party, only to slip out of a hotel discreetly the next morning. I lit a cigarette in silence, leaning against the window and gazing at the glittering lights of the distant skyscrapers. Once upon a time, this place held the warmth of ordinary life for her and me. Now only ruins remain. Things that have gone stale might as well be left behind. Returning to the shop, the staff were still chattering away. Did you guys notice those two people just now? Doesn't their backs look familiar? It's Jordan Carter and Eliza Vance. When I brought drinks in, the man was trying on clothes without sunglasses or a hat. I recognized him instantly. And another thing, don't you think Eliza and our store manager seem to know each other? That look in their eyes, that tone of voice, TCH, every word they said seemed loaded with meaning. I heard our manager used to work in Hollywood too, but didn't make it big. When age caught up, they had no choice but to switch careers. Eliza's so popular, why hasn't she introduced him to any connections? TSK, you just don't get it. Many men would be jealous if their girlfriend outperformed them. How could they possibly swallow their pride? But Eliza has good taste. With a handsome young guy like Jordan Carter, how could the shop manager possibly compare? They chatted away with great relish, as if they'd glimpsed the entirety of our romantic affairs. In the eyes of most people, women seem to be inherently the disadvantaged group in relationships. Even someone as strong as Eliza, if we were to break up, it would undoubtedly be my fault. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. After work, I randomly picked a restaurant to eat at. The TV was playing entertainment news, and the host's face was full of sweetness and excitement. It turns out Eliza Vance and Jordan Carter were spotted shopping together, sparking rumors of their relationship being exposed. Their collaborative drama series just premiered, reportedly breaking viewership records, with the whole nation enthusiastically shipping this older woman-younger man romance. Things are truly different now. Having become the youngest Emmy-winning Best Actress in history, she's now the top star at Pioneer Artists Agency, capable of generating massive profits for the company. No more need to hide relationships in secret. Unlike when we were together, I once waited at our meeting spot in New York until my legs froze stiff, yet she dared not show up because people kept coming by. After dinner, I took a stroll along the Hudson River. Though I switched careers and no longer act, with my degree in fashion design, I landed a decent-paying job. Thanks to outstanding performance, I was transferred to manage the flagship store in New York. Now, I've bought my own apartment in the city. As I entered the passcode to unlock the door, a familiar voice sounded behind me. After all these years, you still haven't changed your passcode. My hand paused on the doorknob as I slowly turned my head. Standing behind me, arms crossed and wearing sunglasses, was Eliza Vance. She strode over and poked my shoulder. Never thought I'd end up like this, did you? She taunted. Regretting your poor judgment yet? After a full day's work, I honestly couldn't be bothered to open my mouth. She simply asked, "Is there something you need? And what's your attitude about this?" Growing impatient, she took off her sunglasses and pressed closer to confront me. "It's after working hours, and we're not in the store. I don't owe you groveling service." I dropped these words and turned to leave, but she urgently grabbed the hem of my shirt. "I wanted to ask you, why haven't you contacted me when you knew my number hasn't changed?" I couldn't stand the overpowering perfume on her and instinctively turned my head away. "You just spent a fortune with your little boyfriend this afternoon, and now you're coming to ask me this question? Really?" Hearing this, she immediately laughed. "Oh, so you're jealous? Jordan Carter isn't my boyfriend. It's just that the new series just premiered, and the company wants me to stir up some buzz with him. But the way that guy looks at her sure doesn't seem like just stirring up buzz. No wonder it's her, just as beautiful and charming as ever, and so adept at her ways. Any man who comes into contact with her becomes infatuated and ends up being used by her. Yet, she's like a butterfly dancing gracefully among the flowers, lingering here for a while, resting there for a moment, but never truly stopping for anyone. So I'm tired." I massaged my temples and said, "I'm exhausted, so I'm sorry, Miss Vance, but I won't be inviting you in." Her voice relentlessly chased after me. "Is it because of Sophia Russell? Is it because Sophia Russell is coming back?" I didn't respond, simply shutting the door behind me. Sophia Russell is the daughter of Aura's founder. Before her father became famous, she and I were students in the same department. Back then, she already aspired to become a cutting-edge designer like her father. Right after graduation, Sophia once approached me to discuss starting a business, asking if I was interested in joining Aura. Eliza, however, was firmly against it. She said rather than being a corporate drone, it would be better to boldly take on Hollywood with her. After all, back then, everyone knew it was tough for Native American designers to stand out. Even our professors who had studied abroad would hint that American fashion was a century behind Europe's. No one could have guessed how soon Sophia's father would flawlessly blend Eastern motifs with contemporary trends through masterful craftsmanship, sweeping multiple international awards one after another. His reputation had spread far and wide, landing Aura features in countless high-end fashion magazines. Celebrities and socialites considered it an honor to walk the red carpet in his personally designed gowns. After breaking up with Eliza, I completely withdrew from that scene, until at a class reunion, I encountered Sophia again, now the center of universal adoration. Everyone enthusiastically rushed forward to greet them, while I awkwardly remained seated. Yes, it was that kind of utterly embarrassed feeling. Someone suddenly called out, "Where's our Ethan?" I remember Sophia personally invited him to co-found the startup back then. If he'd really gone, he'd be an Aura veteran by now. Then he'd definitely be rich now, and wouldn't have gotten dumped by that celebrity girlfriend. Haha, right, in their eyes, I must be the pitiful one who got mercilessly dumped. Why should I bother explaining to them? It just felt like someone had slapped my face several times. My cheeks burned uncomfortably. Sophia smiled and steered the conversation away with the others. After the gathering, she slipped her business card to me. "My dad once saw your design drafts. He said you're very talented. It's not too late now. Would you like to join Aura?" 8. Jordan Carter returned to our store a few days later to go on another shopping spree. After scanning the place, he specifically asked for me by name to serve him. Tops, pants, jackets, shoes, accessories, he nonchalantly pointed everywhere. "This, that, and that one too, I want to try them all. What colors do these come in? Get me one in each color, I'm trying them all on." I responded good-naturedly and ushered him into the VIP lounge. Seated on the sofa sipping his drink, he sized me up with those charming peach blossom eyes of his. "How old are you?" I was slightly caught off guard. "You look older than me." He wrinkled his nose slightly in distaste. "Really can't imagine what Elizabeth ever saw in you. You're not bad-looking, but Hollywood is hardly short of handsome men. At your age, you'd probably only get cast as a dad." At this point, he seemed somewhat relieved. "When I saw your name tag earlier, I was genuinely startled." So this is the kind of guy Eliza couldn't stop thinking about. Even at the height of winning an award, he still remembered to curse you. Who told you to break up with Eliza before she became famous? Now you regret it? Too late. He muttered to himself while adjusting his collar in the mirror, his youthful face brimming with unrestrained smugness. I maintained my smile as I knelt down to tidy his pant cuffs. "No wonder she scolded you. I'd say you're blind. Everyone who's worked with Eliza has blown up lately." He turned before the mirror and smiled with satisfaction. "Not this one, or this one. Wrap up the rest, all of them." Just as I was about to take the card from his hand, he withdrew his wrist slightly and, with his other hand, beckoned another clerk standing behind me. "Could you please come settle my bill for me?" After saying this, he smiled at me. "Sorry, but I'm not satisfied with your service. I'd like someone else to take over. This time I'm paying with my own money. I can assign this sales credit to whomever I choose." After he finished settling the bill, I still politely escorted him to the door and said goodbye with a smile. "Thank you for your patronage. Also, I'm the store manager. I earn commission on the entire store's sales." Ignoring his instantly flushed face, I continued with my trademark professional smile. "Looking forward to your next visit." Number 9. Sophia has indeed returned. Just a week ago, Aura signed a collaboration agreement with pioneer talent agency Ikosa, with Aura providing gowns for their artists. After graduation, Sophia went to France and Italy for further studies, incidentally sweeping up every award she could along the way. Like her father, she was naturally gifted. Moreover, standing on the shoulders of giants, Aura's success made the fashion industry view her in a new light. She returned this time specifically to design Eliza's gown. I went to the airport to pick her up myself. When she saw me, she ignored her luggage and gave me a big hug first. I teased her, "After spending some time abroad, you've picked up all these European mannerisms?" She laughed back. "Transferring you to the flagship store in New York was absolutely the right call. I've seen the financial reports. Last month's revenue shot up significantly." "That's right. We've had quite a few new customers lately." Somehow the news leaked. Rumors started circulating online that the manager of Aura's New York flagship store was none other than Eliza's tone-deaf ex-boyfriend. Her manager must have utilized the resources of a PR company, as the overwhelming majority of posts were deleted. But after all, she and I still share some mutual friends. Among them, a few recognized me. As a result, the foot traffic has surged these days. I provided the staff with intensive temporary training, emphasizing they must demonstrate 120% enthusiasm and courtesy to every customer entering the shop. Among the new customers were friends who had worked together as extras, with some having switched careers to become internet influencers and bloggers. Quite a few had already made a name for themselves. They were all potential clients with financial means, and after a round of enthusiastic service, no one had the nerve to leave empty-handed. Of course, many more didn't know me at all and were just there for the spectacle. Some influencers even came to explore and ride the hype, sneaking recordings with their phones. The shop assistant noticed and came over to intervene. Instead, I politely invited him into the VIP room, allowing him to film freely without disturbing other customers while I introduced all the new arrivals. I even styled several camera-ready outfits for him based on his personal image and temperament. Later, the influencer became so engrossed in trying on clothes that he nearly forgot his original purpose for visiting. He left as happily as any other customer, his arms full of purchases. In his subsequent video, alongside his frequent thumbs-up gestures toward me, was effusive praise for the Aura brand. I've never received such warm and courteous service at Dior, Chanel, or Hermès counters when making purchases. Especially at Hermès, I spent nearly $100,000 on accessories just to qualify for a bag, and still didn't even catch a glimpse of one. Aura truly is the American luxury brand we can count on. That influencer has since gained 200,000 followers thanks to this viral video, which he's now pinned to the top of his profile. With over 100,000 likes, the view count is estimated to have easily hit 1 million. Sophia marveled at the report and exclaimed, "My dad has always had a good eye for talent, but mine is even sharper. I knew you were a marketing genius." Suddenly, I remembered that destitute summer from years ago. After my last fight with Eliza, I chose to disappear quietly into the night. I moved out before the lease was up, forfeiting my security deposit. I turned down all the jobs as an extra, and the money I had left was only enough to rent a basement. Then I suddenly thought of Sophia's business card. But how long had it been since I last touched a paintbrush? After graduation, I'd wholeheartedly followed Eliza, who dreamed of stardom, and now I hadn't left myself a single fallback option. But Sophia said, "People's strengths come in many forms, and luck ebbs and flows. Who knows, perhaps your talents lie elsewhere. My father and I don't always see eye to eye. I think you've got great patience, enduring someone like Eliza. Why not try frontline sales at our store?" Her intuition was right. With Aura's rapid rise, my luck had turned as well. The wealthy weren't easy to please, but my practiced habit of concealing my temper made me particularly popular with clients. I worked my way up from sales associate to store manager, then got transferred to the flagship location in New York. I smiled gratefully at Sophia through the rearview mirror. She winked at me. "I've heard all about it. Eliza came looking for you?" I kept my eyes on the road ahead. It wasn't exactly that she came looking for me, more like we bumped into each other. With a crisp crunch, she bit off half the apple in her hand. Perfect timing then. "I'm going to her company to see her tomorrow. You're coming with me." Sophia, as the lead designer, needed to discuss some initial ideas with Eliza's team. Eliza clearly hadn't anticipated her arrival, but with so many people present, she couldn't make a scene. I slipped away to the smoking area at the end of the corridor. After who knows how long, Eliza walked in, leaning against the doorway with an amused smile. Well, have you climbed up the social ladder? Come to flaunt your success in my face?" Her smile was worse than tears. I stood up and stubbed out my cigarette. "Finish talking. If we're done here, we'll take our leave. What's your relationship with her?" "I vaguely remember this woman. She was your college classmate, right? How did she suddenly become Aura's new chief designer? What kind of tactics did she use to climb so high? And coming back from abroad too. Ethan Wright, have you really sunk so low? Don't you find it disgusting?" Anyone who had paid any attention to Aura's development history and corporate structure would never make such ignorant remarks. But when would she have had the time? Aside from filming, all her hours were spent creating gossip and fabricating romance scandals. I glared at her with a frosty expression. "Eliza Vance, watch your tongue. You may be famous now with plenty willing to lick your boots, but count me out of that number. Keep running your mouth, and don't blame me for what comes next." Her face turned deathly pale, her eyes instantly reddening. How dare you speak to me like this?" she stammered. "Ethan, you were always the gentlest soul. What's happened to you?" Her big eyes blinked, on the verge of tears. I really didn't like this atmosphere and wanted to walk around her, but she stubbornly blocked the doorway. "Miss Vance, if you have any other thoughts about the gown, feel free to communicate with me anytime. Once the initial design draft is ready, I'll submit it to your team immediately." So let's conclude today's discussion here. My colleague and I have another meeting this afternoon, so we'll take our leave now. Sophia appeared soundlessly behind Eliza. Eliza awkwardly wiped her eyes and walked away. I let out a long sigh. On the way back, I remained silent the entire trip. Sophia asked me, "What's wrong? Are you angry?" I shook my head. "I just think that some people, once broken up, there's no need to meet again." She leaned back against the seat after hearing it. I think that even if you try to hide, you can't escape being pursued. This Emmy-winning actress probably hasn't given up on you yet. If not handled well, she could become a big trouble later. As it turned out, Sophia's premonition was correct. Her first assignment as the chief designer was met with repeated challenges from the start. Eliza was unsatisfied with her designs, and the drafts were sent back time and again. Miss Vance says the color you chose doesn't suit her complexion. Miss Vance says the design is a bit tacky, very similar to some Dior piece from 3 years ago. Sophia kept revising the design draft again and again according to their requirements, yet it still couldn't escape being rejected. The girl responsible for liaising with the avant-garde artist was already feeling embarrassed. Designer Russell, we're so sorry. Actually, most of our team really likes your designs. It's just that Miss Vance pursues perfection. You know how careful she is about her public image. Countless evenings when I left work, I'd see the lights still on in Aura's floor of the office building across the street. Sophia's office was in complete disarray. One might have mistaken it for a burglary scene. She was flipping through years' worth of Dior haute couture lookbooks, probably trying to find the dress Elizabeth mentioned. She takes things too seriously. Even I knew Elizabeth's words were just an offhand excuse. I handed Sophia a cup of hot coffee. Take a break. She looked up confusedly from a pile of blueprints. What brings you here? I asked her with some guilt. Is the Pioneer Artist project absolutely necessary? She rubbed her temples. If I retreat from my very first assignment after taking over, how can I establish myself? Let's be honest, we're using each other, Pioneer Artists and us. We're banking on the recent popularity of their artists, while they're attracted to our brand's rapid international rise. In fact, this collaboration was actually Pioneer Artists who reached out first. But since she dares question my designs, I'll prove her wrong. I've already booked my flight ticket. I'm going to consult my father about this tomorrow. After passing the baton of lead designer to Sophia, Mr. Russell set off on a nomadic journey, traveling from place to place in search of inspiration. She closed the revised design drafts and let out a big yawn. Going all out like this? She simply squatted on the chair, propping her chin on her knees. You're on the front lines. If the designers can't deliver good designs, how are they supposed to support your charge into battle? Relying solely on marketers isn't enough. In the end, you need to deliver excellent products to maintain a good reputation. She took a sip of coffee, then lifted her gaze to meet mine, those eyes seeming to pierce straight through to the depths of my heart. Truth is, I've known all along, she said. You never really dreamed of becoming an actor. You want to be a designer. The 11th and 12th were originally the days scheduled to submit design drafts with the avant-garde artist. The result was a coincidence with a massive snowstorm, and Sophia's flight was delayed again and again throughout the night. Her flight didn't arrive until noon on the 12th. Without even stopping to put on makeup, she rushed straight from her travels to pull me along toward the avant-garde artist agency. How do you feel, Mr. Russell? I asked her in the car. She squinted sleepily and murmured, to keep up with the current trends, some adjustments had to be made. Fortunately, he nodded in the end. Before the meeting, Sophia finally found a moment to wash her face in the avant-garde artist's office building. After waiting a full half hour longer, Eliza and her assistant finally appeared. She glanced impatiently at her phone, saying her time was extremely precious. Her advertisements charged by the second, and communicating with us had already wasted far too much time. In the end, she faced Sophia with a provocative smile. No offense, but I genuinely can't understand why Aura would choose a rookie-like female designer like you to take over Mr. Russell's position. And even more baffling, why the boss would entrust such an important gown design to you. But Sophia said nothing, only calmly producing the design draft with an expressionless face. Anyway, take another look at the latest version. Something like this, no matter how many times I look at it. Eliza casually flipped through it, her mocking smile still lingering when I saw shock reflected in her pupils. I knew her, that was the look she only got when she saw something truly breathtaking. Her fingers gripped those few pages tightly, lips pressed into a thin line. Though she hesitated for a long moment, no more sarcastic words came out. You could tell she really loved this gown. Her mind was probably already imagining herself slaying on the red carpet while wearing it. Yet she was clearly still hesitating. Accepting it outright would wound her pride too much. So she cleared her throat. It's somewhat improved, but issues remain. Take it back and make another revision for me. Here we go again. Sophia couldn't help but take a deep breath. Please speak plainly if there's any issue, Miss Vance. At that moment, I smiled slightly and said, Designer Russell, this piece really doesn't work. The problem is quite obvious, Eliza chimed in smugly, adding her taunt, right? And you're the lead designer, how could you miss this? Sophia shot me a puzzled glance. Continuing, I pointed at the chest area and said, the design here isn't quite right, her bust is too small to carry off this cut. With that, I took Sophia's hand. We'll make the changes. Eliza stepped in front of me and slammed the door shut with a loud bang. Who are you calling flat-chested? Eliza shoved me forcefully. I'm asking who you're insulting as an ironing board. Before I could speak, her hand was already raised for a slap. Elizabeth has a bad habit. Whenever she loses an argument, she resorts to violence. Back when we were still together, we once had an incident at a restaurant where she got into a heated argument with another guest actor from the same show over a cue dispute. That girl was much younger, sharp-tongued, and taunted her by calling her auntie. Furious, Elizabeth raised her hand to slap her, but I stopped her because I knew that girl had connections with a minor executive from the production team. A dragon from afar cannot crush a local snake. Some people may not have great power, but dealing with small actors like us is all too easy for them. When we got back, that slap landed right across my face. She cried herself hoarse while arguing with me, asking if I'd taken a liking to that younger woman and deliberately humiliated her in public. Without a word, I grabbed a pair of spoons, chilled them in the freezer, and used them to massage the swelling around her eyes, just because she had to be on camera the next day. Yet later, when so many rumors about her surfaced, she never once thought to explain them to me. At age 12, Sophia stepped forward in a flash and firmly grasped Eliza's wrist. Those accustomed to design work, constantly hauling fabrics and mannequins up and down, developed considerable hand strength. After several futile attempts to shake free, Eliza could only flush crimson and snap, "What's it to you?" Sophia flung her hand away. "How dare you hit my employee?" The other woman rubbed her wrist resentfully. "Who do you think you are, just a lousy clothes seller? Don't think I won't hit you too?" As she spoke, she raised her hand again. I stepped forward and gripped her wrist tightly, making her hiss in pain. "Ethan Wright, what do you think you're doing?" I glared at her coldly, clutching her wrist tightly. "You think you can just hit my girlfriend?" Her face instantly paled. Compared to the last time I intervened in a fight, this time I was truly determined to humiliate her. If she dared to keep pushing, I'd make sure she left in disgrace. Her assistant, sensing the danger, quickly stepped in with soothing words and reminded her about an upcoming important appointment, making their hasty exit. Sophia's face remained pale all the way until we walked out of the avant-garde artist's office building. I suspect she's angry with me. I know how much she cared about landing the first deal after taking over Aura. But in that situation, I simply couldn't hold back any longer. All my usual patience and good temper with clients seemed to have vanished. Clearly, at that moment, I cared more about her deep down. Sure enough, as soon as we got in the car, she asked me, "What did you mean just now?" I took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Maybe you think I should prioritize the bigger picture." "I'm asking what you meant by calling me your girlfriend? Are you treating me as a tool to make Eliza jealous?" Her face turned red, clearly genuinely upset. I, on the other hand, felt relieved. "I'm sorry for acting on my own, but in my heart, I truly see you as my girlfriend. As a VIP client of the brand, Eliza can flaunt her new lover in front of me and pick on me. The reason I tolerate her isn't because I have any feelings for her, it's precisely because I have no feelings that I can maintain a professional attitude at work. I've always remembered that it was you who pulled me out of the mud. The only one who truly understands me is you." I took a deep breath. Yes, I've never had any interest in actors or celebrities. What I really want to do is fashion design. Back then, she gently covered my mouth. "Alright, I got it. But I want to know, do your feelings for me come from gratitude, or something deeper? Ethan, please think again. This is really important to me." 13. This time Eliza approved the design draft and asked us to speed up making the sample garment. She ran to the store to confront me, asking if I was satisfied now. I smiled at her. "I'm sorry, but it's work hours now. No time for chit-chat, I still have customers to attend to." She gritted her teeth and pointed to a bag in the display case. "I'll take that one, wrap it up." "Certainly. This bag is made of lychee-patterned calfskin. No need for details, I'd take it even if it were made of paper." She stepped closer to ask me, "You and that Sophia, were you lying to me? Was it just to spite me?" I looked at her with a composed face. "Miss Vance, will you be paying with cash or card?" She was on the verge of tears. Her fingers randomly pointed at rows of clothes on the racks. "I want to use the VIP room. These, and these two, I'll take them all. You'll be the one assisting me." The moment we entered the room, she wrapped her arms around my waist. I raised both hands. "Miss Vance, there are surveillance cameras here. Please behave yourself." "Ethan Wright, are you trying to drive me crazy? When we were together, you weren't like this at all. You broke up with me without even saying goodbye. You moved out, changed your phone number. Do you have any idea how long I searched for you?" She sobbed, tears and snot streaming down her face. "I just wanted to tease you, and you went and found another woman to upset me? How could you bear to do this? You should know, no matter how much I hit or scolded you before, you never fought back. So you do remember how things used to be." I kept smiling, but my eyes turned ice cold. True farewells often don't require spoken goodbyes. But Eliza refused to give up. Her eyes were swollen red like peaches. "Ethan, I'm now an award-winning actress. I can choose my own leading man. I can even recommend actors to directors. Don't you know all this? Right now, if you just..." I took a step back, So what does this have to do with me? Why don't we discuss what color dress you'd like, or would you rather buy them all? That day, Eliza maxed out her credit card. I couldn't tell if she was giving me the silent treatment or what. She refused to leave and wouldn't let me go either, just kept buying item after item. In the end, when closing time came, all the sales associates helped carry her bags to the parking lot. Shopping bags filled her Mercedes-Benz G-Class SUV to the brim. Even the dumbest salespeople in the store could sense something was off. The next day, Eliza went on a shopping spree at Aura while clutching my photo in the VIP room, and it became the headline gossip news. As a result, Aura's physical stores were swarmed by curious onlookers, forcing them to suspend operations for a day. Many CP fans of Eliza and Jordan Carter came to stage sit-in protests. But that wasn't all. The verbal war between Jordan Carter's fans and Eliza's fans trended on Twitter, even crashing the website's servers. It started with Jordan Carter's fans accusing Eliza of shamelessness, holding hands with their handsome idol while still pushing sales quotas. Eliza's fans then redirected the blame onto Aura, claiming the company used shady marketing tactics and likely exploited handsome male salespeople to seduce wealthy female clients. Surprisingly, just days later, Eliza came forward, admitting, "I was the one who initiated it," and confessing to enduring emotional manipulation that caused her deep distress. 14. This time, I was completely doxxed online. My name, where I lived, who my parents were, how many siblings I had, everything was listed one by one across the internet. Some websites would delete posts to protect privacy, but there were simply too many to erase entirely. Even my past relationship with Eliza was dug up and exposed. Our photos from our time as extras were prominently featured on Twitter's trending list, while another explosive viral video showed the avant-garde artist holding a press conference. Eliza, dressed in a plain white shirt, frequently shed tears during the press conference. She acknowledged the old photos of us as extras that netizens had dug up, and admitted our past romantic relationship. She pleaded with netizens not to focus too much on me, yet every word of her speech kept circling back to me. I wonder whose hand penned this script. If I weren't the protagonist, I'd gladly give their fabricated story a thumbs up. In her narrative, she's the virtuous, inspirational heroine who rose from being an extra, step by step, finally making her mark. While I'm the heartless playboy who idled away my days, restless and always dreaming of striking it rich overnight. Like a blood-sucking leech, I supposedly manipulated her emotionally from time to time. Under societal pressure about aging, I switched careers to luxury goods, constantly exploiting her feelings for me to milk money from her. At the emotional climax, she stood up, bowing while tears streamed down her face. The comments section is flooded with, "Oh my god, she's worked so hard. It's been such a struggle for her. I'm literally crying buckets." It's not that my sister is lovesick, it's that the scumbag is too skilled at emotional manipulation. Aura is such a disgusting brand. How could they promote employees like that? Boycott Aura, start with me. I dare say, anyone in Hollywood now, regardless of their actual professional skills, must have a solid PR firm backing them. Honestly, I'm impressed by this reversal of black and white. As an ordinary person, I can't compete with big capital, nor do I have the power to manipulate public opinion. Besides, I don't even care what happens to me. The only one I feel guilty towards is Sophia and her father. As an emerging premium American brand that had barely begun making its mark internationally, we now found ourselves deeply embroiled in this whirlpool of public controversy. Aside from resigning, I couldn't seem to think of a better solution. So I went to Sophia, asking her to be the one to fire me. She looked utterly exhausted, forcing a smile. "You and the PR department folks seem to share the same wavelength. They said we've already lost the initiative in this matter. They want me to fire you immediately, then meet with pioneer artists, preferably to issue a joint statement." I lowered my head. I understand. The Aura brand is still young, and its risk tolerance is genuinely limited. She rubbed her temples, understanding my ass. She pointed to the office cubicle. "You're here, and you're not even going to look at the finished piece?" I'm practically dead on my feet. I was surprised. "You've been working on the dress all these days?" She rolled her eyes at me, obviously. The cubicle door slowly opened, revealing that breathtakingly beautiful gown inside. As expected of Sophia, her skilled hands had perfectly brought to life every detail from the design sketches. "It's really beautiful," I complimented. "With craftsmanship this good, there's no way I can mess up this order, right?" She picked up the landline. "Get PR and marketing on the line, then contact those cutting-edge artists." 15. Though Aura took quite a hit, their contract with those avant-garde artists remained intact. After all, this wasn't the only order Aura had taken on. In addition to the US, there are several other internationally renowned movie stars who have commissioned custom dresses, which will debut together at the awards ceremony. The reason the avant-garde artist initially approached Aura was because of the brand's international recognition. Plus, Eliza adored this dress too much for them to consider burning bridges with Aura. They intended to throw me under the bus. It's just that Sophia didn't follow the PR department's suggestions. She didn't respond at all. She neither approved my resignation, just told me to take a vacation and relax for a while. She'd hold up the sky if it fell. Some young fans making trouble didn't bother her in the slightest. To be honest, most of Jordan Carter's fanbase consists of students who aren't financially independent yet. They're not Aura's target demographic at all. Eliza and her team exploited these young students' naivety to whitewash Eliza's image while throwing dirt on us to stir up conflict. Sophia chose to swallow this bitter pill for the sake of the order. Let's just ride the wave of controversy. After all, even bad publicity is still publicity. But I wasn't planning to let it end there. Awards ceremony day arrived. Brand sponsors everywhere began warming up the audience, showcasing their new seasonal collections while tagging their brand ambassadors and celebrity friends. Then came even more explosive news. Jordan Carter's fans exposed at the awards ceremony that Eliza's gown was not an original design. It was plagiarized. They had planned this for a long time, distributing pre-printed flyers throughout the venue. The flyers showed side-by-side comparisons between Eliza's dress and sketches posted years ago on a design website. But clicking into the designer's profile yielded little useful information. The handwriting on that manuscript appears somewhat amateurish, likely the work of an inexperienced writer. Yet when the two images are placed side by side for comparison, it's undeniable that there's striking similarity in both inspiration and color palette details, clear signs of borrowing. Eliza Vance's fans, keep trying to defend your queen. Not only is she love-struck, but she's also rocking knockoffs. When will Aura just crumble already? Shamelessly stealing from small creators, have they no dignity left? Aura's been playing dead all along, thinking the internet has no memory? Let's see how you keep pretending this time. Backstage, Eliza's expression turned grim as she was having her makeup done. What's wrong with Jordan Carter's idiot fans? We finally pushed Aura out to take the heat, and now they pull this at the awards ceremony? Fighting among themselves, how stupid is that? If this keeps up, I won't hold back. Jordan Carter isn't the only one with fan clubs. Her agent furrowed his brow tightly. Don't do anything rash. Jordan Carter is also signed with Pioneer Artists, not to mention he's had his eye on you for a while. He's still too young and foolish. Eliza bit her lip. TCH, just some publicity stunt tied to him, but he actually bought into it. Dumb idols attract dumb fans, huh? By the way, is Aura one of the sponsors? When their representative goes on stage later to give thanks, steer things so those fans start bashing Aura. Then find a way to get those trending hashtags about me taken down. The agent agreed and left. 16 When the host invited one of the main sponsors, the representative of Aura, to give a speech on stage, boos erupted from the audience. I watched Sophia walk up amidst the jeers as countless camera flashes lit up. The crowd below wore expressions of eager anticipation for drama. She took the microphone, but before she could speak, angry voices from the audience demanded she explain the plagiarism allegations. Eliza's fans stood up in furious protest, shouting why Aura kept hurting Eliza again and again. Working with Aura must be the worst luck in 8 lifetimes. As Aura's current responsible person, Sophia owes Eliza an apology. Apologize. Kneel and apologize. At this moment, the live camera cut to a close-up of Eliza seated in the front row. Her eyes were slightly red, and she kept wiping away tears in distress. Yet, the corners of her mouth clearly held a triumphant smirk. I rose from the audience seats and walked toward the stage under everyone's bewildered gazes. I'm here to apologize. I'm sorry that because of me, Aura was unfairly slandered. Taking the microphone from Sophia, who wore an equally surprised expression, I declared, I'm a man who can't in good conscience let innocent people take the blame for me. With those words, I pulled out a sketchbook from my pocket. Its leather cover had already begun to show signs of wear. I pulled out a page and showed it to everyone. The so-called original creator of Ms. Vance's dress is actually me. As a member of Aura, I've authorized our design team to use it. The contract with the avant-garde artist was also signed by our entire design team. Someone in the audience recognized me. Isn't that the ex-boyfriend? But after repeatedly comparing the manuscript with the photos on the website, they chose to silently shut their mouths. Every page of my manuscript clearly bears the date of creation and my initials, perfectly aligning with the publication timestamps on the website. He's a salesman, isn't he? Since when could he design? Is this another attempt at reputation laundering? Sophia calmly explained, Ethan Wright's job rotation has concluded, and he's now officially transferred to Aura's back-end design department. As for Miss Vance's gown, the initial design concept did indeed originate from Mr. Ethan. Do you believe in fate? Those designs filled with love always touch the heart effortlessly, don't you think so, Miss Vance? That dress looks stunning on you. After all, it was personally designed for you by Ethan Wright years ago, though back then, you were just an extra. You once said he was jealous of your success, but he was actually the one who wanted nothing more than to see you succeed. When you chose to cleanse your own image, did you forget how he willingly gave up his own dreams just to support yours? She pointed at my sketchbook. He silently designed so many gowns for you because he firmly believed that one day, you would walk the red carpet. I don't deny your efforts, but when you reach the pinnacle of your life, Please maintain the most basic kindness, don't trample on someone who once genuinely cared for you. As for you reporters, feel free to browse through your own publications to see how many scandals about Miss Vance your peers have captured over these years. If your photos and reports aren't fake news, then I believe the title scumbag shouldn't be pinned on Ethan Wright's head. The reporter's words made the journalists lower their cameras, exchanging awkward glances. Indeed, if all their reports were true, then my head would already be crowned with a lush green pasture. Breaking up is merely the most helpless form of self-defense a man can exercise. 17. The reporters fell silent, and so did the fans. Only Eliza, sitting in the front row, stared at me with resentment. I pulled Sophia down from the stage, and as we passed by her, she snarled at me, "Did you set me up on purpose? You should know, there are plenty of brands lining up to design clothes for me. Such lofty principles, why bother collaborating at all?" I chuckled. Business is business. We value your influence and visibility. Even avant-garde artists carry money in their pockets, and that smells just as sweet. This dress is beautiful. It was once my proudest creation. Too bad I don't think you're worthy of wearing it. But for the sake of the brand's buzz, I'll let it slide this time. In the backstage, I encountered the once arrogant young heartthrob Jordan Carter. He stood aggressively, blocking the doorway. "You damn clothes peddler, you set me up. It was you who leaked those terrible design drafts in the first place, wasn't it?" He gritted his teeth. I raised an eyebrow. "Do you know what it means to lure the enemy deep into your territory? The uproar caused by your fans, you've been stirring the pot behind the scenes, haven't you? You're the one who sent them digging for Eliza's dirty laundry. And you're the one hyping up this Aura plagiarism scandal. If you can't have it, destroy it, that's so like you. What do you know?" He glared at me. "The company's resources are limited. Eliza is an award-winning actress, best to team up with her if possible. If not, then bring her down. When she's finished, I'll be the hottest star in the company. To make it in Hollywood, looks alone aren't enough, you've got to have brains too." At this point, he smirked again. "No use explaining to an amateur like you." I nodded, pointing behind me. "Sounds great. Why don't you go share your success secrets in detail with those reporters outside? They'd probably be very interested in your palace drama between pioneer artists." The pursuing journalists caught Jordan Carter's explosive statements without breaking a sweat. So Jordan Carter's admiration for Eliza was all fake. That innocent-looking handsome young man turns out to be two-faced. Now it was Eliza's fans' turn to counterattack. They stormed major forums, trending related topics while viciously denouncing Jordan Carter as a hypocritical, cold-hearted scumbag. After being bullied mercilessly across the internet for days, today they finally roared back triumphantly and vindicated themselves with pride. These days, being a devoted fan is no easy task either. This matter blew up beyond the industry circles. Apart from Eliza's false accusations and Jordan Carter's ruined reputation, there was also my design. Sophia was quite smug about it. She said when she first showed my design sketches to her father, he immediately recognized my talent. But I'd been away from the profession for too long, and my foundational skills were slightly lacking. She suggested I take a roundabout approach, get into marketing first while studying intensively in my spare time. So I followed her advice. But this time when she told me to take a vacation, I didn't listen to her. I planned to use this incident to hype myself up a bit. Didn't she always say I was a marketing genius? Might as well gamble on it. This round turned out well. I went viral, and Aura got even more popular. My reputation as the long-suffering, loyal boyfriend is now firmly established. Aura's stock price has skyrocketed. The last time I saw Eliza was on a variety show. Her resources and status had plummeted, no longer deserving of center stage treatment. Meanwhile, Sophia and I, as the power couple of the fashion world, naturally stood front and center. The host smiled and interviewed both of us, asking how the wedding preparations were going. I pulled out the wedding dress design draft. I don't know what the production team was thinking, but at that moment, they actually gave Eliza in the corner a close-up shot. It's just discussing which hottest male celebrity's new drama has been released and planning to binge-watch it all in one go during the break day. And somehow, this scene even made it to the trending list. Eliza's eyes turned red. Eliza must be full of regret now. I suddenly remembered what she had asked me years ago and found it quite amusing. "Are you regretting it to death? You deserve it." The end.